Hi, it's me. My name is Bukisu, and welcome to Growing Out Loud, a diary, not a destination. I don't have it all figured out, and I'm learning as I go. This is where I share my thoughts, reflections, and little lessons, and maybe you'll see yourself in them too. So let's grow together. Welcome to the very first episode of Growing Out Loud. Honestly, I'm a bit nervous recording this, and that's actually why this episode exists. I almost didn't post this, I almost didn't start this podcast because I kept telling myself I needed to be ready in my voice, ready in my words, ready in my mind, ready enough so people wouldn't judge how I sound or what I'm saying. I was really scared of how people would perceive me. Does she even know what she's saying? And I kept feeling like I needed to have everything figured out before I could speak. I think a lot of us do this. We'll say, oh, I'll start when I'm ready. I'll do it when I'm more confident. I'll do it when I know exactly what I'm saying. And the funny thing is that moment never actually comes. And I've delayed so many things in my life because I didn't feel ready. Especially this podcast, because this podcast has been on my mind for years now. But I always felt like I needed to be ready. I needed to be a version of myself before I could start. And when I actually started the whole process, I was then getting fear of how I'll be perceived by people. Like, people think, oh, does she even know what she's saying? And does she even know what she's saying? Is she sure? Is she smart? Like, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to this. Like, I have the fear of being seen. I have the fear of how people would perceive me. And this is basically me being vulnerable here. But when we started the whole podcast thing, especially the Instagram, and I was like, it just settled into me that this is actually coming, like it's actually real. It's very, very much real. I was I was nervous. I was really nervous, and I was telling my friend, God bless her, I was telling her about it, and she just made me realize that, I mean, it's okay. At the end of the day, I know I would find my own community. Like, I would find my own people, if that makes any sense. And it's okay at the end of the day. So, I think I diverted a little bit there. Okay, so, I realized that waiting to be ready is actually one of the biggest things that stops growth. You think being ready means no fear, perfect timings, perfect words, but that version of readiness doesn't really exist. I was waiting for a version of myself that didn't exist yet, and confidence doesn't come before you start. It comes because you start. That's when it clicked for me. I don't need to arrive before I begin. I can begin while I'm still learning. So this podcast isn't me saying I have it all figured out. It's me saying I'm trying. I want to create a space, a community where we grow together, where we talk about life, where we talk about growth, where we talk faith, confidence, fears, and dreams. Like just, but with meaning. And I'm not fully confident yet. I am not as bold as I want to be, but I'm building while I'm getting there. Even when your voice shakes, even when your thoughts are messy, just start anyway. Fear doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It usually means you're doing something that matters. Messy starts are normal. Fumbling your words is normal. Not knowing everything is normal. This podcast is allowed to grow. And so am I, and so are you. So if there's something you've been holding back from starting because you're scared, unsure, waiting to feel ready, this right here is your reminder. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to be perfect. Small steps count. Showing up counts. You're not late. You're not broken. You're just growing. Growing out loud is about learning in public, about sharing while becoming, about growing loudly, softly, and honestly. I'm inviting you to walk this journey with me. We'll learn, reflect, try again, and grow together. You don't need to be ready, you just need to start. Growth happens because you show up, not because you feel perfect. And this is me choosing to start, even though I feel nervous. And I hope it's okay for you too. Okay, so that's it for today's voice note. I hope it gave you something to think about, or at least a little comfort. No, you're not alone. So until next time, keep growing softly, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.